Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Welcome to We Got Issues, 9:10 a.m. The Superstation with Sabrina, Caterina, Crisette, and Gloria. We are here Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You can count on that. Well, we are here. We got issues every day, all day. But we are determined not to stay in the issue. We have issues, but we are always seeking solutions. That's my girlfriends and myself. Because I tell you what, y'all, life is big. Life is heavy. Life is a lot. Life is big. And I'm just so glad that we have an outlet. I'm so glad that we can express ourselves. I'm so glad that we have a tribe that cares. Know that we care and you count. Know that we couldn't do this without you. And so thank you for joining us every day. That tribe is growing. I mean, from the East Coast, West Coast, points in between, internationally. We had a caller from London the other day. And then I heard somebody from Switzerland was on the phone the other day. Or was it in my mind? Was that for real or was it in my mind? Okay, I don't know. But yes, give us a round of applause. Thank you.
Call us back.
Michael, we have to wish him a happy early birthday, you guys. He is our board operator and he is the man. We're going to sing happy birthday to you tomorrow, but we're going to celebrate you today and tomorrow, Michael.
That's
so
right.
Say happy birthday. Happy birthday to Michael.
Happy birthday, Michael. Happy birthday.
Yes. Absolutely. You know, it takes a village to make this thing happen. It really does. So we're grateful for the staff at WFDF for giving us this opportunity. We don't take it lightly. And so just know that it is important, you guys. Today we're talking names. Say my name, say my name. We want you to call in at 313-778-7600. What does your name mean? Does it give you purpose? Does it give you power? Or does it present some pain? Is it helping you or hurting you? I listed a site where you go in and quickly research your name. Some of the girlfriends have already commented on the chat. They're telling us what their names mean. And so we're going to visit with those girlfriends. So make sure you call in because you either love your name or you don't like your name. You were named after your great-great-great-grandma or you were named after Beyonce. But anyway, oh my goodness, because you were named after Beyonce or Hennessy or Daiquiri, somebody. But my goodness,
Daiquiri.
some of these names, we got to ask, what do they all mean? So, girlfriends, you're looking good. Crisette's got colors and some eyes, look like a piece of art on herself. And she's got another girlfriend on. So she is just slamming with the hair, y'all. And so
two
I know
girlfriends in one.
Your next ambassador gig will be that company, okay? So it's all good.
Yes.
Hotness, Crisette, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, feeling good today. You guys, my sister, I'm gonna give a shout out to my sister, Judy, all the way in the West Coast, on the West Coast. She is one of our listeners. She absolutely loved the show. She was watching the show yesterday and she said, oh, I love your hair. And she wanted me to send her where I got it. And I told her I got two. And she said, oh, I want to see the other one. So actually, I'm wearing this for Judy. So Judy, let me know what you think about this girlfriend, okay? All right. So when you place your order, okay, we could absolutely be twins by the head. But you guys, yesterday, you know, I told you guys that I took my dad, my 94-year-old dad, and we went out to get our boosters yesterday, and we were turned away from CVS. I'm calling them out, CVS. They wouldn't take our insurance, which was absolutely crazy to me. And so girlfriend of mine hooked me up, went to
okay, but back up, y'all. Let me tell you, girlfriends, we are churchy, classy, nice, nosy, but First Lady got turned away yesterday with her and her daddy. She was about to turn hoodie, okay? Okay, tell the truth.
When I tell you, I will tell you, I had to operate patience, because I just was really surprised that, we went there, did everything that we were supposed to do. But anyway, was able to go to Rite Aid on today with no problems. I got my booster. So, my girlfriends aren't afraid to be around me. We have a trip coming up and they're like, if you don't get your booster, you can't come. Now, they didn't say that, but I promise you they were probably thinking that. Okay.
You already know, because you know that.
Got the booster. And what I'm really excited about, you guys, relationship is everything. I want to give a shout out to Caterina, because while we were on the show yesterday and I was sharing that, she's all the way on the West Coast in California. She texted me, and this is kind of sad. She texted me the Detroit website. I went on the website, and you guys, I was able to schedule a vaccination for my dad. They're coming to the house to vaccinate him. And I was like, who knew? I live in Detroit, awesome. And I had to find out from my girlfriend on the West Coast. So a shout out to Caterina, our girl, Caterina Harris Earl. She's a bad girl. She's a bad girl. Thanks, Kat. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm glad you boosted.
Caterina, what's happening on the West Coast? How you feel today?
Oh, it's just good. I mean, I just sitting over here. We got that wind yesterday. When I tell you, we were looking at these trucks that were just like on the freeway, just like the whole truck picking up, switching lanes, the back, taking over all the lanes. So we got that wind, a lot going on. We're still grateful for the rain, but that little wind is still picking up around here. But when I tell you, this is what's happening in here. Finally, my husband, he sat down and he looked at the whole program my trainer gave me, and him and my trainer had a 30-minute meeting today. And I am like, are you kidding me?
About you?
Now, I guarantee you I'm fixing to drop some weight now. I guarantee you, because this man walked out here like, time to eat again. It's time to eat again. What you eating? Here's your peanut butter. Here's some peanut butter. He's like, I mean, my mom had grits this morning. Them grits was smelling so good, but there I was with my oatmeal and a couple raisins. I promise this is the hardest thing ever, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And then come Thanksgiving and Christmas. So y'all, it's just no joke. We got issues around food. I'm speaking for myself. I love it all.
For me too. All of us. All of us. Well, you're doing a good job. You're doing great, Caterina. I passed by a sign today and I put it on my social media. You are doing great. You just need to hear that sometimes. So just take that and run with it. And
who invented planks? I'm like, are you kidding me? I don't want to plank no more ever in life. I don't ever want to plank. So that's what's happening here. You got more workouts, even if you don't have a whole bunch of
Glow, what's happening for show?
Okay, let me tell you. Let me talk about Gloria down in Florida. First, I want to tell you that these girlfriends are cracking me up. It don't matter what our topic is. It don't matter what our topic is. You need to come into We Got Issues. Because if you have an issue at 6 o'clock, you're going to forget about it by 6:03 listening to these women. Oh, my God. I am dying laughing. Y'all making me crack up. I'm down here in Florida. Y'all know my girlfriend, Angel. So, she had to go out of town. So I'm in her house all by myself. And you know what? You become like your girlfriends. First, I had to go through her house and find her steamer so I could use her steamer. Then the next thing you know, I find myself watching the Hallmark Christmas channel. Now, I don't never watch the Hallmark Christmas channel, but that chick loves Hallmark Christmas channel. She got the Christmas sweaters and all. She like Hallmark everything. And every time I come here, I'm like, why are we watching a Hallmark channel? She's all the way in another part of Florida, and I'm up here like running over here talking about, let me see what's on the Hallmark channel. It's just ridiculous. You become like the people you hang around. But I'm having a great time down here. It's sunny. It's beautiful. It's Florida. And I'm ready about this topic because, there's very few topics I like better than me. Right. So Gloria is a good topic for today, even if it's just my name. I'm just saying. So Sabrina, I'm handing it back over to you because I'm excited because we got issues.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we do. Well, my friends, we're talking names. Names mean a lot. You know, your name, it's with you forever. And so a name is inked onto your birth certificate. It's etched into your tombstone. And unless you change it, what you get is what you get. And so you have to think about, how did you get your name? Where did it come from? Where's its origin? What does it mean? And so let's just go around and find out what the girlfriends' names mean. But I think we have a caller before we get into that. Caller, are you there?
Hello, how y'all doing?
We're good,
Marathon. How are you? Marathon, that's the name of my show, ain't it?
Right.
Yes, it is. What's happening? Where did you get your name from, Marathon? Well, that was my father's name, but I know it has something to do with Greek. I forget the Greek legend, but I look at it as the long distance race, and I take it as a person that never gives up.
I love it.
I love it.
He defined his name. I love that. I love that. Define your own name.
That's right. Then my last name is Poplar. Poplar was the type of trees that black men were hung from that Billie Holiday sings about in Strange Fruit. Right. Those two different names together.
So it means, Marathon, you better run if you see a popular tree.
That's right. Y'all keep me laughing.
Chris, that was good.
All right, I'm not going to hold y'all up now. All right, man. Thanks for calling. We got issues. 313-778-7660.
One of our most favorite fans. He is constant, he is consistent, and we are appreciative. So we're talking names. So girlfriends, I know you had time to research your names before callers call in and we go to our break. Who wants to go first?
Okay, first, I won't go this way. I won't go first. I want to tell you first, before I tell you what my name means, I want to tell you a story that you may not know. Okay, so I'm named after my aunt, and my father had 13 brothers and sisters. And the youngest was name was Gloria. And when I was growing up and I was a little girl, oh my God, I just loved me some Aunt Gloria. She loved makeup. She loved dressing up. She was fabulous. And then I got into college and I loved me some Aunt Gloria. She always was dressing up and she was gorgeous and she dressed great and she was fabulous. And then she never got married. Ever. And I really want to tell y'all the story. I really think I got married early because I was afraid I was not going to get married because my Aunt Gloria never got married. And I really think I said yes early because I was named after my aunt and she never got married. And I never could understand because she was gorgeous and funny and always got dressed and blah, 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 blah in my head. So I just wanted to bring that up, like where you're named after. Sometimes it can put things in your head that you don't even realize affect. And I was telling my sister that the other day, and she said, I never even knew that. I don't think I ever told anybody that for a very long time. So I just want to tell you that about me. Okay, so.
Okay, so
because I got issues. I want to explain why I also had some other issues, because maybe some people got issues after what's the named after. See?
Okay. So did you not look up your name, the meaning of your name? Did you not do that homework assignment?
I did.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear that.
Okay.
Look at her. Stay on point, Gloria. That's what Sabrina really trying to tell you. She's trying to say,
right. I mean, for real, just messy. Okay, so first my name, let me just get to that part where my name was stood for, because I didn't get this part because it said you are capable and clever and could excel in executive position. I agreed with that. Okay. You are a private.
She's not gonna read the part. She's not gonna read the part that she don't like. She's not gonna tell us that part.
No, that's what I don't like, right? You are a private person. It is challenging for others to get to know and understand you. I don't agree with that. Okay, because the last thing I am in private. I did like this. Your name of Gloria gives you poise, graciousness. I like that. But a reserved nature, not so much. You would like to be easygoing and
Gloria,
spontaneous.
you're reserved. You're reserved in some things. Like when you were with that other guest speaker a couple weeks ago, you were reserved. In Stormy's camp, you're reserved. Compared to Stormy, you're reserved, okay?
You're correct there. Now you correct there. You are correct. I'm reserved compared to some. I'm reserved. Compared to others, not so much. You're absolutely right.
Mhm.
You're absolutely right on that one. She's so messy. You can express yourself better through. Listen to this. I can express myself better through writing than verbally. Now you know that ain't true. Oh, now you know.
We know that ain't right.
They got the wrong Gloria. They must got Gloria, somebody else.
I said, who made this stuff? Listen to this. You love to read and can develop great powers of concentration. Now, I have great powers of concentration, but I would not describe myself as one who loved to read. But possibly they could be right. I love to read if I didn't have a reading disorder. So it's all in how you explain it. So that was my first take. Is that what you want to hear? That's my first take.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. All right. All right. To our tribe out there who's typing in the chat, we want to make sure we know your name and what your name means. So go to that website right quick and give us a few highlights of your name and call us at 313-778-7600. Let's take a caller right quick before we go to break. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. And happy Tuesday to all of you. You are so exciting. I just like listening to you all the time. But today, I just, for the first time, I decided to call in. And I was wondering why you picked this subject. My name is Theo, and it means God. And when you have a name like that, you just always want to do right and be right. So don't look at the cross-eye. But the other name that I like happens to belong to Anthony Adams, a man who's running for mayor in Detroit. He's priceless, is what it says, and about him. And he has stepped out with a lot of courage to represent the voters and residents in the city of Detroit. Priceless and a man of integrity, you know. And I think that he's a good example for all of the people in Detroit who also need to have integrity like that. But I just want you all to know, I enjoy the energy, and you all are always so sweet to be so happy. You're uplifting. If anybody's been having a bad day, all they need to do is turn on when you come on. You're just very uplifted, and I just wanted you to know that.
Theo, well, we appreciate your energy. We appreciate you calling in. First time caller, long time listener. We can't do it without you. And wow, your name means God. What a beautiful name. And you're right. With a name like that, you are always watching your P's and Q's. So, Theo, thank you for calling. We got issues. We appreciate the energy that you're giving back to the energy that we give. So thank you.
Take care. Take care. Wow, you guys. What a name. Theo, which means God. Well, you guys, we know that names carry a lot of weight. Who named you? I know my dad named me after the movie Sabrina. It was an Audrey Hepburn movie. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, wow. Yes. And so I was back in the 60s, and he loved that movie. And so that's how I found my name. You guys, we're going to be right back. Call in to 313-778-7600. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back. We're talking names. Yeah, I'm good. Yep, she threw them politics in there. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Say my name, say my name, say my name, say.
Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Sabrina, Caterina, Crisette, and Gloria. Thank you for joining us every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. And on We Got Issues. Let me see. Do we have a caller? Okay, no, we're good. All right. So we were back to what names mean. Where it came from. Do you like your name? Would you change your name? You guys, let me tell you, these girlfriends, they got some names and they are sometimes busy, laughy, stealthy, crazy, nosy, churchy. We had hoodie, messy, okay? The names all mean something. And we do have a good time with each other. We know each other really well. We've been around each other for 30 plus years. And so when you dig down into friendships, I mean, to know a girlfriend is to love a girlfriend. You take her good days, bad days, and her indifferent days. But your names are all, I love each and every one of your names, you guys. And so, Caterina, where did your name come from? And we must say that 90% of the people mispronounce it. They call her Caterina.
Right.
And so for the world to know, it's not Caterina, it's Caterina. So Caterina, start there, because as a little girl, you had to tell everybody, I'm not Caterina. I'm not a cat. So talk to us about
Absolutely. And you know what? I actually have embraced that, my name really is Caterina. I just choose to pronounce it Caterina because of my mama who's sitting over here. But before I tell you my name, I just got to go back to Gloria.
Wait a minute. Your name is Caterina.
Right. No, not according to the woman who's sitting over here, my mama, but that really is the spelling of my name. I mean, it really is Caterina. That really is my name. So if people call me that, they're pronouncing it correctly. But the Ebonics version, my mama say, I can
Okay,
spell it
We
however I
got
wanna spell
issues.
it.
We got issues.
We got issues.
We got issues, y'all. We got
But that's my
issues.
name. But that
After
ain't really
30
my
years,
name. That's
now
my
her name is
but that ain't-
Caterina.
Okay.
But okay, I'm gonna tell you the meaning of my name, but I want to say something about Gloria because it. First of all, it depends where you look up, right? So, but when you look up biblically, Gloria, this is you, immortal glory, fame, renowned, praise, and honor. Now that just hit it on the head, okay?
Now that's where the definition
Gloria.
should
She
be found.
accepts
Absolutely.
Katrina.
That's
She
the
accepts
definition.
all of
Will
that.
you frame that and send it to her?
Right.
Frame it and send it to her. Okay.
You don't put
Glory.
lights
When
around
you
and
say
put on the
glory,
outside,
it's
let it go like this.
glory. Yes, you are glory. So, I mean, you guys know me well. You know that it's just a major cornerstone. If you spend time with anyone who operates and moves in the prophetic, names are so important. In the Bible, they're important. So we do a lot in ministry with names. God changed names to change identity, frequency,
Right.
give a clue to your destiny and all that. So my name, Caterina, which is spelled Caterina, pronounced Katrina. My mama saw it on TV, loved it, and she said, "This is how I'm going to spell it. This is how I'm going to pronounce it." But it means purity. And so you think about Hurricane Katrina, you think about it, it means purity. My middle name, Maurice, this can happen a lot for people. It means
back to Hurricane Katrina. Wasn't nothing pure about that.
Well, but from the land standpoint, I understand nothing pure. But when you look at it, it comes to bring purity to the land. That doesn't mean that it is there's not collateral damage. But when you look at, it's just interesting. That's the name. That's what it means. So when you go and you break down the meaning of Catherine, the meaning of Katrina, it means purity. So that's a whole other conversation.
Katrina, and just to add to your point, they were showing right at the beginning, not at the beginning, but maybe in the middle of the pandemic, how because all the people had to stay in their houses, how the land and how the earth was becoming, I want to say pure again, but they showed how the rivers were cleaning up. They were just showing all the things that happened because people weren't outside. And even in California and New York, they said you could see clearer because it wasn't all that pollution. So I'm saying that to say there are sometimes things that happen that are very bad that can also cause some good things to happen.
They even said that as a result of COVID, right? So, unfortunately, we've talked about climate and all the stuff we've done to the climate and what has happened. And, so that's a whole other conversation. But that is what Katrina means. But then I look at my middle name, Marie, and it's wish for a child, but it also means rebellion and bitterness. And so sometimes when people look up their name and it has a negative connotation, they can think that it's negative. But I know that I'm called to help people to root out bitterness in their life and to help women that have experienced rebellion in your life. So it doesn't always mean it's negative. And then I have two noble last names, Harris, which is like home ruler, and Earl, which is of noble rank. So when you start looking at it, it really can give you a clue into your identity. You embrace it, just embrace it. You guys look it up, and it doesn't just have one meaning. If you put in the biblical meaning of your name, you put in different things, you'll see it. But and pay attention when you got a baby in your womb, pay attention to the meaning. Every other nationality around the world, Americans just kind of come up with a name. We see it in the magazine and we like the name, but most other cultures, the name is everything, so pay attention to your last name too, because it's not just your first name. That last name is, is your heritage, your pedigree, it's important. So, and we know as African Americans, most of us have taken on the name of others, right? Not our names. So
for sure.
But anyways, so purity. I am the pure one. Get excited.
Okay, the pure one. Okay, all right.
Sometimes that also is what you have had, where you've been most challenged, how you get, what comes at you. It tells you a lot about who you are as you work with it. So Eric said, Gloria. Eric in the chat.
All right.
With the music side.
Phone lines, you guys. Let's go to the phone lines. I think we have Mr. Harry on the line. Harry, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon. I was calling to answer a question that you posed at the beginning of the show about Facebook. I was going to give you a couple of reasons why people want to put them in check, if that's something that you want to hear.
Facebook? I'm sorry, what did you hear about Facebook?
Yeah, I'm sorry. They're playing a different show. They're playing the Livonia Perry show on the computer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And they're talking about Facebook. So I called the wrong show.
All right, Harry. Well, we appreciate you for checking in anyway. You got issues. Wrong show, my brother. Wrong show.
Yeah.
Check in with us. Check in with us. All right. Take care.
All right. Crisette, talk to us about your name.
Okay, let me just get myself together because you are shady. You talk about super shade, super messy. And when I'm done, I absolutely want to hear everything about your name, Sabrina. Everything about your name. So my name,
My brother. Wrong show, my brother.
My name is kind of different. And I know as a little girl growing up, everybody used to say, sometimes they couldn't pronounce my name. And I always got, your name is very pretty. And so I always wondered, how did my mother come up with Crisette? I had never, I didn't have any friends named Crisette. I mean, it was I never even met anybody that was named Crisette until I was an adult. And so my mother told me that when she had me, she had not picked out a name. So she called her younger sister, one of her younger sisters, and she called to ask her, what do you think I should name her? I don't have a name. And her sister wasn't home, but the babysitter was there. And the babysitter told my mother, you know what? I don't know where the babysitter got it, but she said, Crisette, that's a nice name. What do you think about that? And so my mother said, wow, that's different. I like it. And she named me. So my aunt's babysitter just happened to be there when my mother called and gave her that name. So that's how I got the name Crisette. And so, it's so funny
Let me just say this, Chris. Let me just say this. When Caterina said that Americans really don't put a whole lot of effort in naming their children. That was the perfect story because we got issues over here in America. I'm just saying.
Okay. And you know what? I wish I could come up with a famous movie star. I wish I could say my dream. She called her sister. Her sister wasn't there, so the babysitter gave her name, and she said, we're going to roll with that. And so, you know what? When I looked up my name, it was some things that I agreed with. And of course, I think there are a lot of things that you may not agree with. And sometimes when it's negative, you got to really, because everybody want to believe everything about them is perfect, is wonderful. And I could have nothing negative that's wrong with me. Now, I know Gloria is that person, but no, I'm kidding. That was throwing some shade, Gloria. You know what? I felt Sabrina came out in me.
Right.
My name means it's a dual nature, and it says that I am very generous and understanding, but I can also be candid in my expression that can sometimes create misunderstanding. And I'm going to tell you, our girlfriend Nora, she would say to me all the time, if I'm somewhere, and I am very cautious, I'm not going to say I've 100% been able to fix this, but she always would say to me, Crisette, fix your face. So if I'm somewhere and somebody says something that I don't agree with, or somebody has made me angry or whatever, she said, my face tells it all. So from that perspective, I said, you know what? It's not lying. I know that I have to be very careful with how I express myself sometimes because it can create misunderstanding. And then it said, I struggle with the requirement to soften your expression with tact and diplomacy and to consider the feelings of others. And I don't really necessarily agree with that. I tend to be the person that will not say something when I know I should. Now I'm getting much better at it
Much
know.
better, much better, much better. Yeah, thumbs up.
And you and one of the reasons I'm getting better at it is, when I talk to when I talk to Sabrina, she's always say, call and tell them, when you have people pushing you to say something, that absolutely helps. Okay. But yeah, so that was one of the things that it said. And then lastly, it says this, and I don't know that I agree, but I don't agree totally. Difficulty in accepting advice or admitting that you may have made a mistake causes you to appear stubborn and set in your ways. Do you guys agree with that? Gloria says no.
No.
Sabrina?
I don't agree with that.
Not totally.
Oh, listen,
No, you're not stubborn.
Totally.
You're setting your ways. Definitely setting your ways. You're not stubborn, but when First Lady, when you say enough is enough, enough is enough. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the truth.
I think you stand your ground. I think you stand your ground, but I think you listen. I really do. I think you listen and you hear it, but you stand your ground. You're not easily swayed, and I like that. Not easily swayed, but you stand your ground. And you can receive, information and change if you think something needs to be changed, like telling a whole room of friends that they shouldn't get no girlfriend. Mm-hmm.
Right. And you know what? I really believe, and this is one thing I know about myself, I am very introspective. Like if I do something, I'll say, Crisette, you shouldn't have done that. You could do that better. So I am absolutely one of those people that say, take a look at the woman in the mirror. Of course, I don't think I'm perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I will own my stuff for real. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Why are you laughing, Caterina?
Because I said you can look up the biblical meaning of your name, but you can also look up the urban meaning of your name. The urban meaning of my name. The urban meaning of my name is a really cool person with some slight mental issues.
We don't agree with that. We know you got issues, but you ain't got no mental issues.
My goodness. Oh my
really
goodness.
Cool with slight mental issues. I'm like,
That's
everybody
funny.
got an opinion.
Katrina, send us that. We can look up our urban and see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait a minute. Wait. I gotta share this story. This is so funny. So of course, like I said, forever and a day, I didn't know anybody that had my name. Well, you all know that there's a very famous singer who is at least 20 years younger than me. And not only does she have my first name, she has my middle name. My middle name is Michelle, and her name is Crisette Michelle. And so it was somebody in our business, and she said, and she told me the story. She said, girl, my husband is so excited that I'm on your team. She said he was off the chain excited. And I said, I was feeling really good. I was like, oh, that's great. She said, yeah, he was so excited. He said, man, you mean the singer Crisette Michelle have you on her team? Shut up. That is so awesome. I said, well, it's awesome, but I do not. He thought she had joined the business with the singer Crisette Michelle. She said she couldn't figure out why he was so over the moon excited that she was with me. I was like, well, if I sing a bar or two, he gonna know straight away that it ain't the singer Crisette Michelle.
Unbelievable. I don't know a lot of Crisette, so I was happy when that other Crisette came around. I was like, there's another Crisette, but you're the only Crisette I've ever met. Yeah, only Crisette I've ever met besides the senior.
And you love me so much.
We do love you, Crisette. Absolutely. You guys, what's in a name? Much more than you think. Choosing your baby's name can be a thrilling journey of discovery. Every name has an amazing history that you will want to explore. While other baby name books offer a line or two explaining what a name means, there's a lot of research that reveals virtually every known fact about its name, its origin, its meaning, how it evolved over the course of generations, how it's traveled around the globe. You can get the urban definition. You can find out the color that it represents. It really makes it's an astrological association. It's a fun exercise. I've done this before for icebreakers. Like if I'm in a meeting It's a good
That's
icebreaker. People love to talk about their names and what it means. They open up. Even the most introverted people will talk about the meaning of their name. And so think about that, you guys. Think about that. Now, this is interesting. Okay, so, oh, we got a caller on the phone. Oh, we got Kathy and Danita. Okay, Kathy, let's go. Hey, Kathy.
Hey. So I looked up my name, and I guess my name is meaning shining on men and the catcher of men.
The catcher of men. Kathy, okay.
Catcher of men. I couldn't believe that. The crazy thing is I actually got my name from my great-great-grandmother. And so my mom twisted up the spelling, but yeah, when I looked it up, I had a good chuckle from that because I read it. I was like, I didn't even know that, but that's fine.
So you come from a long line of catchers of men. Your great-great-grandmother. So y'all been catching men long.
Yes, apparently, yes. Thanks for your thing.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for calling in. I mean, that's so
Thank
fun.
you, lady.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. We're going to call us. We want to hear about your name. 313-778-7600. Benita, are you there?
Hi, it's Benita.
Benita. All right.
Little short First Lady, Crisette. Blessings and peace. I enjoyed the show so much, and first time calling in, but I enjoyed the show.
awesome.
But my name is Benita, and I met a Benita maybe over my lifetime 5 different Benitas. But this year I met a Benita, and she was telling me her name meant pretty, and I said, "Oh, yeah, that's what my name, pretty or beautiful." And she said, "Oh, my uncle went to France, and he came back, and my mom named me, but he was a sailor." And I was like, wow, my uncle was in the Navy and came back and told my mom, Benita Piet, which was Little Beautiful, and he named me the same thing. It was just ironic that someone had the same story from their name, a sailor from France, or that went to France, and came back and named their niece Benita. So I thought that was really ironic. But I have another little story, if you can just bear with me. Today, my son turns 20. He turned 20, Larry Jr. And Larry Sr., he wasn't really excited about his name, but I always felt honored with him. And find out his name means laurel or to honor. And when Bishop David, the last Bible class Bishop David preached, he talked about believing and how I think it was Hannah and Caterina, well, she believed, turned her face to the wall and believed that she was going to have a child. And the prophet thought she was drunk. And she says, "I'm not drunk. I'm just grief-stricken because the concubine keeps having wives and I haven't had any from my husband." And at that point in time, at the last Bible class, I had just had a miscarriage. And I was losing faith about continuing to seek a son for my husband, because I had 2 daughters, Levita and Shalita. And I said, "Well, Lord, Bishop preached that message, that last Bible class, and I held on to it." And I forget if it's 27, 28 years now the bishop's been dead, but my son is 20. But in that time frame, after I had the miscarriage, I held on to it, and I got pregnant again. But this time it was a girl, and her name was Lauren, which is an honor. So I got Larry, Lauren, and then that seed of faith kept in me. I have Larry Jr., and today he turned 20.
Wow.
So anybody out there, Laurel, people make jokes about Larry the Cable Guy, Larry this, Larry that, but I never really joked about my husband's name, not knowing it meant honor. And then I have Lauren and Larry now of honor. And one more little tidbit, and I'll let you go. Larry and Benita together, we made our first daughter, Lavita. And her name means La
the life. And that was just ironic because La and Vida together with the life. And then her middle name is Victoria, and life victorious or conqueror. So you're right. We got to remember what we name our children. And yeah, it's good to research it, but the Lord just gave me honor and favor. And we've been together 41 years, and I'm just grateful.
Wow.
So, wow. Congratulations, y'all. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Thank you for adding. So we're talking names. Wow, she put a lot of thought into those children's names. And you guys, it's interesting how you could just look up on some good stuff, and sometimes you don't know what you're doing, and it works out. So thank you for calling. Well, you guys, we're talking names, and I looked up mine, and my name means Sabrina creates a friendly, sociable, charming nature, but causes you to be too easily influenced by others. While you find it easy to meet and mix and can appear agreeable and compromising in conversation,
agreeable.
You can become
Pretty much.
You can become dogmatic and forceful if
Now, come on. Now I'm listening.
If pressed too far. Others learn that you cannot be told what to do, and you seldom change your mind once it is made up. You prefer situations that allow You prefer situations that allow a degree of independence, but are reluctant to take on demanding workload or responsibility. So it goes on and on, but I thought that was pretty accurate. Pretty accurate.
Now, Sabrina, read what I sent you from the Urban Dictionary, because when I tell you that thing is on it.
Okay, you read it. Because I got some other. You read it.
It says, Sabrina, where do I begin? She is funny, artsy, crazy, beautiful, trustworthy, caring, and so much more. Sabrina will love you to the moon and back and listen to you rant over the phone at 2 a.m. Is this on it, y'all? Even when she's going through a rough time, Sabrina manages to keep a smile on her face. And this might sound weird, but she's angelic when she cries. Sabrina will cry with you, laugh with you, share your happiness. She isn't afraid to hop on the emotional roller coaster with you. In fact, she'll get you through it. I mean, it keeps going on and on. Now, the second half, y'all look at that, because it got some words for you, but funny, artsy, crazy, beautiful, trustworthy, caring. I was like, now that right there.
Look up mine again, Caterina. Caterina, look up mine again. Look up mine again.
I did. I sent it to you. Oh, no, I didn't.
That's Sabrina, though. That's Sabrina. That's
you. For Christmas. Send that to me for Christmas. Okay.
That thing is on it.
Hey, Caterina, you know you got to look mine up now.
I know.
Right.
I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now.
My goodness. Okay, well, while she's looking that up, you guys, check this out. It's important, though, you guys, as we're talking about name, why your name matters. Now, this is really interesting. They said 2 professors at Harvard University published a study of 3,300 men who had recently graduated, looking at whether their names had any bearing on their academic performance. The men with unusual names, the study found, were more likely to have flunked out or to have exhibited symptoms of psychological neurosis than those with more common names. The Mikes were doing just fine, but the very strange names were having trouble. A rare name, the professor surmised, had a negative psychological effect on its bearer. Since then, researchers have continued to study the effects of names. The decades after the 1948 study were findings like this. Recent research suggests that names can influence choice of profession, where we live, whom we marry, the grades we earn, the stocks we invest in, whether we accepted in a school or hired for a particular job, and the quality of our work in a group setting. Our names can even determine whether we give money to disaster victims, if we share an initial with the name of a hurricane, according to one study. We are far more likely to donate to relief funds after it hits. Isn't that something? Much of the apparent influence of names on behavior has been attributed to what's known as the implicit egotism effect. We are generally drawn to the things and people that most resemble us. Because we value and identify with our own names and initials, the logic goes, we prefer things that have something in common with them. Check this out. it talked about if you're from an urban area and you have an urban name, you are going to be pulled from job applications, like they won't interview you if your name sounds a certain way. If they cannot pronounce the name, they will skip by that application. It also talked about while a person's name may unconsciously influence his or her thinking, its effect on decision making are limited. Follow-up studies have questioned the link between names of longevity, career choice, success, geographic and marriage preferences, and academic achievement. Oh my goodness, you guys. It goes on and on and on. And check this out. There was a study that sent 2 resumes from each qualifying group. And basically it's it's called Black sounding names and others with white sounding names. They found that the white sounding candidates received 50% more callbacks than the advantage of the resume with Black sounding names.
True that. I believe it.
It's sad, but it's real. Check this out. One more fact. It said that the advantage of a resume with a white sounding name had over a resume with a Black sounding name was roughly equivalent to 8 more years of work experience.
Wow.
An average of 1 of every 10 white resumes received a callback versus 1 of every 15 Black resumes. Names, in other words, send signals about who we are and where we come from. So, my friends, the reality is the reality. When we're naming these babies, you have to think about as they go into the school system, as they go into the workplace, what do they have to deal with? If it's hard for them to spell their own name, it's certainly hard for the employer to pronounce it, the employer to pronounce it and say it correctly. So, any thoughts, girlfriends, on what I just shared?
Well, you know what? I'll say this. Kiara, she doesn't like her name. Can you believe that? She said, her middle name, she's like, Mom, where did you get that urban name from? Kiara. You got to hear the way she said it. I was like, that's a beautiful name. And then her middle name is Monet. She's like, for real? What were you and Dad thinking about when you named me Kiara Monet? She said, so she told me she's going to change her middle name. And I told her, I threatened her, she better not change her middle name, but she does not really like, and it's so funny because sometimes when she says her name, they'll say, because the white version of it is Kira. So she's like, but you got Kiara. When she says it like that, it's like, girl, it is nothing wrong with your name, but Kiara is not that happy
Kiara
with
from
her
the
name.
D, okay? Kiara from the D, all right? What were you going to say, Caterina? It seems like you were going to say something. Were you saying something?
No, I was just saying her name is beautiful. Kiara, your name is beautiful.
Thank you.
But she said she has her kids' names picked out. She said her children's names are picked out, so she wants to. She's very specific. We can't wait till that manifests and we see them babies.
But you know what? I've never met a Kiara. So I think there's value in the uniqueness of it. That's a very pretty name, the uniqueness of it. You may not have a song named after you or nothing like that, but I really do think this name is pretty.
But you know what, Gloria? We named Kiara after a musical group called Kiara.
See,
back in the day, there was a group called Kiara.
See, pretty.
Wow.
Sorry you don't like it, but you stuck with it, girl. You stuck with it.
My mom commented in the chat.
I think it's a good
Sabrina,
thing.
after what you said, she said she once asked someone what her son's name was, and the woman said Mr. And she asked how you spell it. She said MR period. And there's people that name their, to try to put honor on them. It's just interesting, but that makes it challenging. You go in school, so they have to call him Mr. So-and-so.
Wow.
Clutch, when my son was naming his kids, he was very, very serious about thinking about their name. He thought of their name when they were going to be playing ball. He thought of their name when they were going to go to school. He thought of their name when they were going to be a professional. And my sister did the same thing too. She was very serious about how their name sounded, how it was going to be perceived, and how their name was going to sound. So it's interesting how some people think about what sounds good. Other people think about who they're named after in their family. Other people think about it. It just sounds good to me. Juliana, I just fell in love with it. It was interesting. I met a woman at Harvard, my first day at Harvard Business School. And when she said her name was Juliana, I just fell in love with the name. She ended up being one of my best friends for life, really. But when I first heard her name and she said her name, I said to myself, ooh, I love your name. I'm going to name my daughter after you. I wasn't even thinking about kids at the time, but I just fell in love with that name. And she told me that's the name of a queen in Switzerland. And, back in the day, and her mother named her after that. So sometimes you hear a name and it just you don't know what it stands for. It just sounds pretty and it kicks with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And I love the name Juliana. I really do. I wanted my kids' names to all end with the EY sound. So I've got Sydney, even though I spelled it EE. There's Kennedy with the EY and Quincy with the Y. And so once I got on that roll, I don't know why, but it just was something about how it sounded. And so Kennedy and Quincy are after two presidents. And then Sydney was just, I was going through she was my first child. I think I put more thought. I really wanted her name to be Simone. Kenny wanted Simone and I wanted Sydney. So we did Sydney Simone. So names. People, places, and things, you guys. People, places, and things. You know what? It's been a fun show, you guys. You never know what you're going to get with the force of friendship. Sometimes we're light. Sometimes we're heavy. But you better believe we are always positive, powerful, and not Pollyannish. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. See you later. Ciao.
Bye.
Say your name. Be proud of your name. Research your name. Ciao, ciao.